Y'all, we're just going to get right into it. You've heard the news by now because it's been everywhere. Frank Billingsley, our buddy Franklin Patrick Billingsley, is retiring. We don't want to believe it's true. You already look like you're in vacation mode.
Well,
Seriously.
you know, we had a little beach scene, so I thought, why not? I'm going to dress like this for the rest of my time here. The next 7 weeks, I'm just going to be just like this.
Wait, are you being serious?
No.
No.
You can do whatever you want at this point.
But I can't wait to see what it's like to not wear a suit every day. That's going to be. You don't do that. I know you do wear suits, but you know you can dress however you want every day.
Well,
right?
that is true. And a normal dinner time for you, that's what we want. Listen, we have so much to chat with you about Frank. But first, why don't we take a look back at some of the incredible moments in your life and career.
For more than 4 decades, Frank Billingsley has had his eye on the sky, forecasting the weather and keeping us safe. He got his start in the business in Virginia in 1982, moved to Houston in 1989, and joined our KPRC2 family in 1995. Over the years, he has calmly guided us through freezes and floods, helping Houston weather countless storms. In 2008, Frank spent hours flying over our coast after Hurricane Ike, taking phone calls from viewers who wanted him to check on their homes.
I don't think your house is salvageable.
No, I don't think so either.
He provided updates with the kind of compassion he continues to be known for in Houston. While Frank has worked alongside many great meteorologists over the years, one shaggy sidekick will stand out to longtime viewers. In 2004, a pup from the Houston Humane Society began training to be part of our TV team.
Can I have pet radar?
Yes, absolutely.
As the face of nightly weathercasts, Frank also lived his private life in the public eye. He documented his quest to find his birth family in his book, Swabbed and Found. He proudly posted pics on social media of his adoptive parents, who he adored. And he continues to share the love he has for his husband, Kevin, who he married in New York on December 12, 2012. When Frank was diagnosed with prostate cancer, he openly told us of that journey as well, becoming an advocate and encouraging others to get tested. Frank continues to give generously of his time, emceeing events, hosting an annual charity golf tournament, and speaking in front of countless groups about being prepared for hurricane season. He's also always been willing to slide right in whenever needed.
There we go, slip sliding away.
From Rodeo Houston, Mardi Gras Galveston, to holiday fun throughout our area, Frank has dressed the part. And now, as this honorary admiral in the Texas Navy prepares to sail into retirement, we thank him and wish him smooth seas and clear skies ahead.
Wow.
I know, wow. I forgot about almost all of those pictures.
So much to sum up. How can you remember it all?
I was so young.
You're still
You
young.
literally are vampiric. I was looking, he goes, oh, I was so young. I was like, you look like that still.
Oh, yeah, right.
What an incredible journey. What an incredible, I mean, looking back, I mean.
You know, and you take it, as you all know, I mean, look at y'all's careers. It's just, you take it one day at a time, and big stories come up and big things come up. You meet amazing people. And then when you get to the end of it, if you're lucky, you can look back and say, wow, this was pretty awesome.
I think all of us are saying wow. And Frank, you're not just someone who's on television. You are so part of this community, not just Houston, but Galveston, this whole entire viewing area. The images that really, I think, stand out for me, and I know a lot of our viewers, when you were flying over Bolivar Peninsula.
Yeah.
I mean, that was heartbreaking.
Well, everything was gone.
Yeah.
Everything was gone. And it was, where did it go? I mean, it went into the bay, and then it ended up on Smith Point on the other side of the bay. But it's just like, I mean, refrigerators and cars and houses, and when it's just been wiped out, a bomb had gone off.
And
literally.
people were calling you, telling you their address, right? What street they lived on, and then you would fly the chopper.
Well, when I was flying over Bolivar, that was on Monday, right after Ike. And then my mailbox started filling up with, when you were out in the helicopter, did you see my house at the corner of in Jamaica Beach? And I was like, you know what? We gotta set this up so that we can go down to the west end of Galveston, because the government was not letting us go down there, and nobody knew why. Was it gone? Was it full of dead bodies? Was it something that we just couldn't see? Nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
And so we had to get down there. And fortunately, our helicopter pilot spoke to TRACON, which is the local a group that controls the FAA. So the FAA was still saying you can't go. But TRACON is local. And TRACON said, yeah, you can go. So we went.
You went.
We went. And a friend of mine, Alice Malott, she was a realtor down there then, and she got all of these addresses. We had people call in. It was very well organized, when we were going to be at Surfside, when we were going to be, I should say, Jamaica Beach, when we were going to be at Sea Isle, when we were going to be in these different locations. And we would get people on the phone, and it was funny. Some of it was heartbreaking. It was like, oh my gosh, there's my house, and
it's gone.
And other people were kind of funny. They were like, well, could you go a little over to the left? I was like, we're in a helicopter.
I want to check on my azalea.
Exactly.
How's my garden doing?
But it was, you know what? That was 2008. Talk about unscripted reality television.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, now it's all produced and they say it's reality, but it's not.
Oh, wow.
Then it was truly what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And I think that was the riveting part of it. Plus, it brought up comfort to people to know that Galveston was still there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the FAA, I think the FAA was afraid of all these media helicopters going down there and getting in the way of them trying to do their job. So I get it, because a lot of the Coast Guard was, flying up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fault them. But I think that was, that's what led to the suspicion and the anxiety.
Yeah. That's so rogue, though. That's so like, okay, this is Texas. We're just going to go in anyway. And what are the, right, exactly. And you figured it out. And people don't soon forget when you do something like that for them.
Yeah.
What a lasting memory. What is the thing that sticks out like that makes you really, really feel good when you look back? There's probably a million memories, but.
I'm going to surprise you, because
Okay.
it's easy to look at the Ikes, the Harveys, the Allisons. The Channelview tornadoes were November 21st, 1992. At least 4 tornadoes and an EF4. I mean, the most powerful tornado. Wiped out Channelview.
Wow.
It was on my shift, and it was a Saturday. Texas A&M and Texas are on TV. And you don't just go on and interrupt a Texas game.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Now you'd be wall to wall. You would say, if you want the Texas game, just go watch it yourself.
Stream it somewhere.
Stream
right.
it. Today is so different. But in 1992, you had to kind of be careful about just interrupting. So I told myself, we've got to go on the air. And I went on for about maybe 45 seconds.
Okay.
I said, these tornadoes are in Channelview. They're heading your way. If you hear the sound of 1,000 bumblebees, take cover. Get into a small room.
Wow.
Hit them. Nobody died. Nobody died in Channelview. And Carlos Aguilar, who was a reporter, you might remember Carlos. Maybe he was a great reporter at Channel 13. He was in Channelview, came across this couple, and they said, Frank Billingsley saved our life.
Oh my gosh.
So, and a lot of reporters and a lot of weather people do the same thing. I mean, there's no question. And so, but we don't ever really know it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
to hear somebody say, that you saved their, they heard me on TV, they were watching the game, they heard the sound of 1,000 bumblebees,
Right.
and they dove into the closet for cover, and when they came out, their house was gone.
Wow.
That
But
is
they were not.
And Frank, that's an extreme example, right? But there are so many Houstonians who turn to you, who have turned to you, not just for years, but for decades. And I know that's going to continue, even though eventually you're going to retire, when, 6 days from now? We're not going to have
7 Fridays, Derek. 7 Fridays.
counting?
You have had a lot of fun on the job too, Frank. In addition to saving people's lives and keeping the community informed.
Right.
In the case of severe weather, you've met all kinds of celebrities. You've had all kinds of laughs. The Reba.
Reba!
She's the nicest lady in the whole wide world.
I believe it. Liza Minnelli there with you and your husband Kevin, and Nick Lachey there.
Yes.
I mean,
Kevin's a celebrity for me in that picture.
I'll tell you about Lyle was so funny. I went to a concert of his down in Galveston, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, Lyle would like to meet you. He's a big Channel 2 fan.
Oh,
I was like, Lyle wants to meet me.
that's amazing.
I believe it. Well, and it's true. I mean, you are a celebrity, and again, not just a celebrity, but you're a friend. You're part of everyone's extended family here in Houston, Frank. And when the announcement happened, I mean, when the news broke, and again, it's everywhere, people around town are talking about this, there have been so many lovely viewer comments pouring in.
There have.
That must be so touching.
It is very touching. And you know, I mean, none of us is an island. We all are supported by our viewers and their feedback. I try to answer every email. You know, I've always tried to.
It's incredible.
I like communicating, and I like being in touch with our viewers, and they're so important to what we do. And if you don't listen to them, you'll fail.
Right.
You have to try within reason to follow their lead, which is why we went flying in a helicopter over Galveston.
Right.
You know,
right. Well, this morning when I had told people, hey, you know, we're going to be talking to Frank. I'd say a million things on the radio all the time. When I said that, they were like, oh my gosh, we will be tuning in. We'll be watching. What a great guy. I mean, that's really your reputation,
really
and it's not something that you can't fake your reputation. You can only fake you're a nice guy for so long. Like, this is going on for 3 decades. You would have been found out by now, is what I'm saying. And you know, you can well wish Frank. We have click-to pins. You can send him your memories. Click2Houston.com is where you can go. Send him a message, because you heard him. He reads them. He reads them and sometimes responds and we'll try to respond when you email him. So
yeah, and the good news is 7 more Fridays. Again, Frank will be here, maybe wearing shorts, maybe wearing a suit. And
I have nice legs.
You do.
this is like the weather outside right now. It's beautiful. That's awesome.
I'm sorry we couldn't bring a real beach to Studio B, but something tells me you'll find a real beach.
Hey, I'll be in Galveston. The Flamingo Golf Cart Parade is Saturday.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah, you decorate your golf cart in pink and flamingos, and you spend 3 hours doing that, and you ride around for 6 minutes, and it's over.
I love it.
Just like the Kentucky Derby. It's over before it started.
The Kentucky Derby of Galveston, some are calling it.
Oh my gosh. Frank Billingsley. Hey, quickly, I call you Franklin Patrick Billingsley. Someone asked me today, why do you call him Franklin? Because that's your name.
It is my name.
Full name. It's a little longer.
Well, you know, nobody names their kid Frank anymore. It's like Otto. So you know, I think I'm going to own Franklin, because that sounds like Austin, Travis, Cody, all these people. You have to, if you're not named after a Texas county.
Yeah, that's true. Polk.
Harris. All right.
Smith.
I like the Franklin. I think I trademarked that for you. Frank Billingsley, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It's always fun
Anytime.
with you guys. I love you
Always
guys.
family.